and welcome to Zero to Hero part 27, or ANB Silver 9 part 11. So this is definitely the last video in the ANB Silver series for now. What I've got here is the main character screen. What I want to do in this video is go through the end of ANB process, and then depending on how long that's taken, maybe have a just general chat about how I think things have gone. So this is the Zero to Hero account. I only had one character. I'd use that one purely to farm gems and get to level 20 initially, which would enable me to play ANB. So that's the second free slot that comes with any new account. We have our event hero, who is, when we end this event, going to move into this slot. I did open up a while ago a third hero slot so that at some stage we can add another hero. So what I'm going to do is jump in on Cadmus. Now I've got an option to end the event here. I'm not going to do that. There are things that we can look at on the character and do before we end the event, so we shall go in and take a look at them. Skills still upgrading, that's fine, because this is becoming a main account character since it's fully unlocked, unlike the Toon one that we just saw. So I will put some other skills to upgrade, since we can still do that even though the event's ended. It will carry over. So you can see here it says I've got 2 hours and 6 minutes, but we know the event has finished. So the first thing you'll notice, because the event's ended, we can't leave hometown at all, so can't go into story, can't play trials. I actually unlocked up to 133, that's surprising. So once your own personal clock has ended, or the actual event clock has run down, that's the scenario you're met. You can only run around in town and do some admin. What I'm going to do is a quick rundown of the leaderboard. For this character it doesn't matter on their placing, because I arranged beforehand that this character will never earn medals. 117, so anyone below me, you're all going up one spot on the leaderboard, so congratulations. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the top 100. One reason that I want to have a little look in there as well, in that my main account went through ANB Silver as well, although I didn't record it. So if you spot your name, congratulations. Wow. That's my main account character, just snuck in at 25. I looked this afternoon, or with about an hour and a half of the event to go, and I noticed, having cleared 146, and I realised that top 25 got a second green medal, and that's all that I'm interested with for the main account. So I thought, let's go run some extra trials and try and sneak into the top 25. And having done a very good 147 and then 148, it was at that point that I noticed that the internet had gone down here and neither run had counted, even though the trials had been unlocked. So then it was a case of wait for the internet come back up and do a lazy 148, and it's just snuck in. That's nice. So if you spotted your name in there, very well done. I hope you've met your goals elsewhere. If you haven't quite made it that far, that's absolutely fine. Certainly exceeded all the targets for this character. So that's that waffle anyway. Let's get on with the main things for end of event. So there are things that will transfer over to the main account and things that won't. So things that definitely don't transfer over are all ephemeral items. I'm going to salvage those first, just to make some room, have less things to worry about in the email. So ephemeral items do not transfer, so these things with the light green borders are all ephemeral, and it does say ephemeral item. I could leave them equipped and they'll just get deleted, or you can do as I'm doing here and unequip them, and we can go and make some gold. Oh, what's that? I wanted to unsock it. Did I click equip? You'll see that I've left the celestial item on the character. That's so we can demonstrate something else. Let's hope double click would unequip, but it doesn't. So we'll unsocket that ring, unsocket that one, we'll unsocket that. I've probably got more ephemeral stuff in the stash, so let's get rid of that as well. That's a drop, that's a drop. All this green border stuff. What I'm going to do is leave one ephemeral item in here so we see that it doesn't come over. That's 72 stuff, looks like a prime candidate. That's extra gold, but not as good as probably what I've got on the main character. Same with that. That's for salvage, that's for salvage. These are probably not as good as the rings that I have got, but we'll let them transfer over. So our experience farming gear as well, we don't want any of that. We can either let it get deleted or we can sell it for gold. So that's all the ephemerals. Let's just salvage whatever was not ephemeral, which was not a lot, but some things. So it got us 40,000 gold. That's all right. I'm not going to turn my nose up at that. So all these gemstones are going to get transferred over to the main account via in-game email. These rings will be transferred over. This is going to get deleted, so I'm just keeping it there to show. In fact, should we put it in the inventory? Because this stash itself doesn't transfer, it's just the contents of it. All these rings, these custom cubes, they're all going to transfer over via email, and all of these items will transfer over as well, including the books of learning. So that is stash and character gear sorted out. The gold that we've got here, that's all going to transfer to the main account, along with it won't be our champion level that gets added on directly, it's the amount of experience earned overall, because obviously as you gain champion levels, the next level costs more experience than the previous one. So whatever that grand total of experience was to reach 1862 plus this, all that will get transferred over as well and gets to be used on any character over on the main account. And champion levels as well over there. If you did create a brand new character, once you've got into the hometown, you can then assign all the champion levels that your previous characters have earned, so it's quite a good thing. Okay, so we've dealt with the gear on the character, dealt with the stuff in the stash. All these materials, they're all going to be transferred over by email as well, so we're not losing any of that, so all the farming is worth it. So let's talk about the Celestials. Have this Integralis mantle. It's currently Celestial with 5 stats, bound to Cadmus. I think I mentioned when we created it, what's going to happen when we end this event is that it will revert back to a regular legendary cape. It will no longer be bound to this character, so I can put it on any character I like. It will lose this second vitality stat, but all these other stats that are on there, they're going to stay at these boosted values. And I can then use this cape on whatever character I like. And in addition to that, the Celestial Transform that we use to create this will get a brand new Celestial Transform, so we can use that on some other item. And exactly the same is going to happen to the Igneous. So currently bound, it will lose the vitality, it will turn back to a 70 regular legendary, and we'll get the Celestial Transform and that back. So both these items are going to get unequipped from the character, and they're going to come through the email as well. In addition to that, I didn't buy, yes, I did buy extra companions. So Maggie here, she's going to come over as well. Since she was full price when we bought her, there's no, oh, you get a companion cheap, no ephemeral companions. So she will hang around and accompany Cadmus on his further journeys in the game. So I think that is probably everything. I know I've recorded this type of video a few times, but it always helps to finish up the series with that. So what I'm going to do, click end event, it will give us a prompt. Golden stash, covered that. Champion experience points added to it, main EXP pool, yep. And hero will be transferred to the main account because we had space. If I didn't have space for the hero to go over, this would say your hero is going to be deleted, and then you can click not yet and go and make room for it if that's what you want to do. So we shall proceed. Let's close this out. You can see he's no longer equipped with the staff. The cape, well, I had the skin switched off. If we click on heroes, it no longer says event hero. In fact, we don't have a slot showing any event hero anywhere. We've got our 2 characters and the 1 empty spot that I had. I am probably going to need to open up some more inventory space because this is rather full already. Although that is all for salvage, so that's actually going to give us a bit of room. So let's get rid of all of this quickly. So the only other character that I had on this account only has 2 inventory rows because everything costs so many gems outside of ANB. I didn't want to unlock, I wanted to save up gems and create a fully unlocked character during ANB. So we can see that Cadmus has come over with a full complement of inventory spaces, skills. All these slots are opened on the cheap during ANB. So over here in our email we have all the items that have come out the stash. So there are our 2 Celestial Transforms that have been removed from the staff and cape. Here's some of the materials. There's our staff and cape, which have reverted back to regular legendary, so it's lost that extra stat. You can see it's no longer bound, so I can stick that on here, or I can put it in the stash and let the other character wear it. Then we have again all the crafting materials that were sitting waiting. That necklace, the booster, the gold find pants, the books of learning, so these custom rare jewelries, I'm saving up those so that I can make perfect jewelry at some stage. All these rings, they're going to take up a lot of space. All the gemstones. So I need to do a bit of minor inventory management, hopefully not so much as to bore you silly. Definitely going to be out of room in this one, which is why I cleared all that salvage out. Some experience boosters. I definitely need to open up more inventory space. It's 900 gems. Gold find pants. What did we have? Why can't I see them? Aren't they horrible? We'll have some regalia ones that dropped during that event. So I'll just put this rubbish away. Did I ever use that boost? I did. Don't worry, my eyes are bleeding too from looking at that. That's an absolute travesty of a inventory. I'll fix that off screen. So here we see all the gemstones again. So that is everything transferred over. I think, what were we, 1850 something, and the other character was, I think, 1120 or something. So overall we've gone up to champion level 1930 with all the experience that transferred over. So I gained 60. This character gained 68. The main character that was on the account beforehand, if we look at her, she gained 700 champion levels out of that event, so we can stick those on there. I say I didn't fully unlock this character because I know it wasn't going to be kept for ever, and again didn't bother unlocking much here because these cost an absolute fortune. If you look at that, 350 and 750, whereas Cadmus was fully unlocked for less than 400 through ANB. So very first character was a case of, let's not waste gems on this one, since we know that ANBs will be along. Let's just get them in a position where they can at least farm some stuff and get us in a position where we can play ANB and make real characters from there. So I think that will conclude the end of ANB part of the video. I might waffle on a bit longer in a moment just about how things went, or possibly not, because it's just me talking. So I think that will fully wrap up this ANB Silver. I am not playing ANB Gold. Or when I say I'm not playing ANB Gold, I might take the main account character possibly to 110, but I am going to have a short break, bit of relax time, but there will be some new account overview videos, and I think I had said to Splendor that I would try and record a Troll 125 under 1 minute run, so that might appear, and anything else that I can think of in the next few weeks, because I think what's most likely to happen schedule wise is that Friday is probably ANB Gold, which will run for 9-10 days. Then the Friday after that finishes is most likely to be a War Supplies event, and then the Friday after that finishes will be ANB Bronze. And ANB Bronze, my plan for that is that we will use this Zero to Hero account again, so no medals, and I will do at least the level 1 to 70 process with no glory items whatsoever. Part of me wants to play the entire event without glory items, but there's a danger that people will copy that and think that's the best way of doing it. So as long as I make it clear that once you can get glory items, use them, but part of me wants to have a old style experience playthrough, which used to top out at Troll 120, but with belts, bracers and trinkets, as long as we don't use glory ones, and we could use osmosis on the helm, perhaps we can go higher than 120 now. So part of me wants to do that, but definitely the 1 to 70 process will be no medals, no glory items, and we'll attack it in an old way and see how we do. So that is definitely it now. Any further questions or comments, feel free to ask down below, and thank you very much for watching.